Joint Seekers are live.
And it's a good evening. And quick ball.
Hey,
It's Marcus and Jackie and Terry. Yes, just the four of us tonight. So, well, apart from you guys, of course, you do count. Of course. And welcome to Steve Essex and Jay Bird's in and Robin and Brian.
Robin.
Oh, Russell. Look, Russell. So, sorry, I cut the beginning of the intro off. That's one of the things I do.
Yeah, we noticed.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah.
First day back after your holiday.
Yes, I'm still in holiday mode, I'm afraid. So. I wish.
How was Rhodes? Good?
Yeah, there was plenty of roads. Roads was very was very warm. All I can say is when you leave that 26 degrees in the morning there and land in about 12 degrees, you know,
it's
wow, culture shock and all that. Anyway,
warm.
Hello, Terry ain't paying lectures.
I'm just putting a fan on. It's quite warm.
Well, Marcus, he's been experimenting with the I'm going to get it right, the Freewell anamorphic lens for the Mavic Air 2. Which
that little guy right there.
And basically, we're trying to work out what ratio it was. It's technically it's a 16:9, but it's not 16:9. It's some weird and wonderful ratio, which Marcus is looking up now.
Yeah, I was just looking at some of my notes.
Wide and thin.
Wide and thin, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, if you're setting up the resolution on your screen, in other words, when I had to de-squeeze it, it came out to 3840 by 1878 was the ratio. So you can do the math from there. You can figure it out. But 2.39 to 1, something like that. So
it gives a cinema effect, basically.
I liked it. I thought it was a really good effect.
And Marcus, if you watch Marcus's video on his channel, it's the Snake River Canyon, so it looks like he's starting the start of a massive sort of new sort of American Western also.
Yeah. Well, so to your point, Steve, that was the whole point. The reason that they came up with anamorphic lenses in the 50s is when TV came about, the movie industry freaked out. They said, well, we have to do something to draw people into the theater. So they came up with that big cinema-wide aspect ratio. And, we're all familiar with it now. But at the time, I guess it was something new and something pretty amazing. But, interesting stuff for sure. Steve, I'm gonna indulge me for a second here. Yep. I'm gonna do like we did in the pre-show. I'm gonna take the lens here. That is what the lens looks like. And I'm gonna put it up against my webcam here. And
version.
Yeah, you can see look how I look skinny.
Lost another 20.
Right. So what you have to do in post-processing then is you have to do what they call de-squeezing, and you have to change that aspect ratio so that it makes it look normal again. And I think I got pretty close. There's a number of people that do it in what's the Adobe?
Premiere Pro.
Yeah, yeah. And I was thinking about anyway. The normal video editing software, and I use one that's different, Magic's Movie Edit Pro, so I couldn't even cheat and go out and find somebody else's tutorial on how to do it, but it really wasn't that tough. So
what's the end result then? Does it play like a film with two black bars?
It does. In fact, Steve, if you want me to, I can.
Yeah, just show a clip on it so we can see.
Yeah, so let me find. I'm gonna just find. There won't be any sound to this. I'm just gonna find a clip off the drone.
You can see the actual. That drone.
Yeah. When I saw it, Jackie, I immediately thought of the Bridge of Five Eyes.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one.
You'd get it all in one go.
Yeah.
Jay Bird was saying he used well, actually the same the Mavic Air 2, which is the same as that Marcus did. So it looks quite a good. Marcus find it, and we can.
Yeah, give me just a second here,
Yeah,
Steve.
yeah, well, okay.
He's got
And
3 hours worth to look at.
Yeah.
I'm
You jokes off, Terry. You can't do it on time.
okay. Tell me when you got me, Steve.
Okay, yep, you're there.
Okay, let me pull up the
If
video.
you roll quick. Okay,
You got it?
yep.
Okay. So that is the de-squeezed version, and you see the bar at the top and the bottom, and that's what they did in the movies back in the day. And I'm standing right at the edge of the canyon there.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing that I will say about this is the focus looks a little bit soft to me. This focus is not as sharp as you normally get. But other than that, and you have to spend a few minutes figuring out the de-squeezing process. Let me move forward here in time. Yeah, there's going back over the top of the canyon. I just love that shot. That always makes for a
You
dramatic
see,
shot.
and that's the idea. That is the ideal shot using that, isn't it? I mean, you need that sort of that vision to use that effect. I think.
Yeah. And then when you get the whole canyon in view here,
I think
Oh, I so want to go there.
We all want to go flying around Marcus's house.
Yeah.
well, you're welcome. So stop sharing. Okay. Anyway, so
There you go.
that's de-squeezing.
Yeah. So, who's next? Jackie.
I've
Jackie,
got
yeah.
some news, right? If anybody watched my last little video, you'll see I went through a ravine, lost the satellite signals.
Can we get that up on there, Marcus? Can we show that before Jackie sort of does any says any more, or we go on Jackie's and just show what happened to poor old
that is Bush.
Platypus?
Yeah. So you're going to bring that up, Steve?
Yeah.
Did it crash?
Can you bring it up, Marcus?
Oh, you want me to do it? Okay.
Yeah, can you do it? It's easy for you to do it. I'll
Let me find.
share it.
I need to go to Jackie's channel. So
Oh my god.
Yeah, we'll just.
And it was about 2/3 through to the bit where I'm just in the ravine.
Yeah. In the meantime, we could talk recipes like steak and kidney pudding,
Yorkshire pudding.
steak kidney pie.
I had a roast dinner today. First roast dinner of the year.
You were up in Algorfa, I saw.
Yes. My friends took me on a little walk. Took 18 kilometres later.
Yeah, that was across the ridge, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on in Daytona. I had a couple of times where it couldn't focus. You talking about the? Oh, I missed a bit.
Talking about your squeezy lens.
Yeah, the amorphic lens.
Oh, okay. I couldn't see the first part of that question, but it must have been somewhere. How we doing?
I'm just about queued up here, guys.
Okay, right. So we're going to show you before Jackie says you more, because I know she's itching to tell us something. But we're going to stall that for a minute. And,
Now, what we need to do is have a competition.
yeah.
Let's say, yeah.
Let us know when Mark's
I reckon she's got it flying
ready
again.
when you are. Can we roll it?
I love this, Jackie. I love this.
Roll VR.
The intro.
Oh, I like that. Yes, that's the new one, isn't it?
It is. The lovely Steve Essex did that for
I
me.
looked, I saw that, and I thought, I wonder if Miss Redmond did that.
We need to let
There
Jackie.
we go. That's the issue. Boom! It crashed.
Did.
You don't want all this. Fast forward.
We need to fast forward this bit now.
No, I want to wave. I want you to see me.
I love that picture.
Look at that lot, Dave.
Tell me how far in, Jackie.
Right, keep going. Bit more. Right, there you go.
Right, that's it.
This
So
is my right idea.
This is the
Fly
bit
through the
where
ravine.
it all happened.
Yeah, and then I started off with 16 satellites, and I didn't notice it dropped down to 8. And then at this point coming up, it drifts into the side now. Boom.
Whack.
Yeah. So anyway, so
And then Jackie's
oh, I don't want enough after it.
So,
and she's off.
did you fly it again after this?
Well, yeah, and I didn't notice anything wrong with it initially, and
Oh yes, of course we've got the,
Well,
we've got the
unfolded the leg.
gimbal in here as well, haven't we?
unfolded the leg, and then I took it off, flew again, and you know I'm using a mobile phone screen, so I couldn't really see that the image was wiggling.
That's Harvey there.
I'll
See,
see
look.
if I can get forward to that.
Yeah, see, then I do a second flight. I'm following it this time, not letting it out of my sight.
Was you in what's that mode, Jackie? Was you in normal mode or was you in
Yeah.
what do you call it? I'm trying to remember the name for it.
Tripod mode.
No, just in normal. But look, watch as I tip the camera down.
There you
look
go.
now.
Yeah,
That's
Now
classic
you can
yellow.
see it.
but that is really
Anyway,
bad though. If you look, I mean, it's losing everything there, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's what it said. Gimbal vibration abnormal.
Mm.
Right, so I mean you could cut it there because there's nothing more to see, but I smashed up the leg, didn't I? So everybody thought that if I repaired the leg and got that back on straight, that was possibly causing the gimbal vibration. But it turned out I still had the problem when I took off, and it was still saying abnormal gimbal vibration. But today, I fixed it.
Hey,
What was it?
I had
then?
help. I had people advising me. They know who they are. Robin. And
right. So
what it was is under here. I'm not going to undo it, but I don't know if you'll be able to see. No, I can't really see, can you? Well, maybe.
yeah, where are we looking, Jackie? At the bottom or the top? Or
At the bottom underneath the gimbal,
okay.
there's a little black clip, and the gimbal plate has to be underneath it, and it had simply popped up on top.
Ah.
So all I had to do was like pull it down and get the front out, and then clip the back in, and then pop the front back in.
Brilliant.
Yeah, maybe that's what they were talking about. But they were talking about the you know, something about the gimbal being loose. I mean, I still didn't understand what they were talking about, the thing being loose. But
No, but I hadn't noticed that it wasn't under the clip at the back, because I mean it wobbles, doesn't it, anyway?
yes,
Yeah.
So and it was still wobbling, but it was obviously wobbling in the wrong direction. Oh, I hate these things. They're right.
Oh, what a relief, eh?
so there we are.
Anyway.
So, good news.
We were going to
Wonder.
So,
Did a test flight, and it's all right.
Brilliant.
so Jackie's repaired the leg, as you can see there,
Yeah.
and
I'm
she's
trying to get that on.
there's your DJI. DJI.
Yeah. So it's not going in the post on Tuesday to DJI.
I mean, the thing is, I've been able to take it. Where would that have gone? I assume you'd have sent that to
Madrid, probably.
the Netherlands. I'm guessing. Is it nearest to you?
No,
I don't know. There's
the
actually-
DJI workshop is in Madrid.
Yeah, I think it was Madrid.
Oh, so
Yeah.
actually in Spain. No, well, that's good.
Yeah.
There's one in Madrid and one in Burgos. Not
Jack
Burgos,
Bird
We're having a
Santiago.
should have kicked in, but I'm all right in
yeah,
saying
with
he hasn't got obstacle avoidance on the sides, is it?
No.
So, did you see what Kim says? Kim's got a good comment there.
Thanks, Kim.
Yeah.
I've got my spare mammy ready for you this
Yeah,
week.
good old Harvey was going to lend me his on the 15th, but I don't need any more now. Yay!
No, but bring it anyway, just in case.
No, what, yeah, everybody.
No, you're tempt fate. If you change it,
Yeah, no, don't bring it.
tempting fate. Harvey, Leave the magnets alone. Sorry.
No, bring it.
I have to say, because I'm not technically minded at all. I mean, I've got 3 remote controls for our telly, and I still can't do it. You ask Craig, I'm forever not getting the right channel.
Yeah.
But I'm really pleased with myself for fixing that.
Well, it's good. I mean, it's good that you actually, I mean, okay, yeah, you say you had help, but the thing is, I mean, but it's done. Do you know what I mean? You saved yourself a lot of time there.
Yeah,
And I will say, without a doubt, by doing something like that, you actually makes you just feel that bit more sort of, yeah, done it, practice.
Yeah, I like my brother.
It's me bad for finding you one. Get out.
Time
and dinero.
Yeah.
Indeed. So we've got who's Lauren's in, and Kim, of course, Harvey. Who else I've missed? Hope not. I don't think I missed anyone else, but welcome.
So, Steve, seeing Lauren in the chat reminds me, as we do have some DJI news that's out there and pretty common. Is do you want to talk about that, or there's
this is the DJ Fly app.
Well, they did update the Fly app, but also
just out of curiosity, the Fly app. What drone is that for? Then is this for the?
That's for the Mavic Mini and the Mavic Air 2.
Okay, because I saw that and thought, oh, hang on, no, mine's not called that. It's called whatever it's called, but it's not that.
Yeah.
Okay, so some news of the Mavic Mini 2, I believe.
The Mavic Mini 2, and it's interesting as heck because the Mini is I just see it as being so valuable because it's so portable and it's so easy to take with you. So they're going to solve a couple of problems. People have complained that they wanted 4K video, which I don't see as that big a deal, but it will have 4K video. So with that, they had to upgrade the processor and they got a little bit more voltage in the batteries. So if the rumors are correct, the motors are a little bit more powerful, so it'll give it somewhat better wind resistance. So it is interesting, and it's going to be. I just think that DJI knows which side their bread is buttered on, and it's going to be a big seller. And I'm sure they'll have it out before the holidays.
Okay. Well, yeah. There's got a few comments from Jackie doing all the.
I know. Like I said, I did have help. Chris, Robin sent me a link that showed me exactly how to do it, so couldn't have done it without that.
So Lauren was at his. I just clicked on a link and it disappeared. It came off the mount.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what I'm talking about when I was saying before about this, because I just couldn't understand what they were referring to when we were googling this to find out, what could possibly be wrong with it. People were talking, the various things which I relayed to yourself, and I couldn't quite get to it. You sound like they were talking. Someone actually said about the whole gimbal assembly coming out. I thought, right.
Yeah, it's a camera, and then it's on a little plate, isn't it? And then the plate's got 4 spongy bits that it bounces about.
Which are like the shock absorbers, aren't they?
Yeah, and I
suppose because it's come loose, the shock absorbers were. I mean, I had a similar problem with my Phantom 3. I don't know what I'd done to it, but that started getting all this jello and whatever, and I think that was caused by the same thing. I mean, that jello you had on that video was very bad. I mean, it's excessive vibration in it. So, Terry, you got any news about your have you been flying your City Whoop at all, or practicing?
No, it's out and about at the moment. That's saving that till later on.
Out and about? Where is it?
Hey.
Out and about? Where is it then?
Well, no, it's not out and about. It's
there, look, on the table. I can see.
Oh yeah, there it is.
No, I'm a bit wary of it at the moment. I'm a bit scared, to be quite honest. But no, I want to wait until the winds and stuff die down here, and then I shall start again. But it's getting back into it, to be quite honest.
Commercial release coming next week.
A commercial?
DJI, yeah.
Hmm.
P6. Thumbs up for this amazing channel. Well, thank you very much.
Homo.
Oh, I like that logo. Smart, isn't it? Looks like a flying owl.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
I've been watching. There's a guy. He posted quite a few videos on the Drone Seekers channel in the recent, couple of days since I'm back. A guy named Matt doing some incredible flying again with FPVs, and it's just fascinating. I just could never imagine flying a drone into buildings, out of buildings, upside down, somersault.
So skilled, aren't
He brought his ESC out, and he was flying on a building site inside a half-built building, and he burnt out the ESC on his FPV, and the swearing was unbelievable. And he apologised, but I thought, wow.
Was this Matt you're talking about?
Yeah, with a beard.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great character over on it.
Wow, no.
The warning first.
His language was abysmal. But it was he's such a skillful pilot, though. He'd go through a window, and as soon as he went through, he'd do a 360.
Yeah.
He is very, very entertaining, very colourful.
Yeah. So anyone enjoys FPV, I just find that sort of flying. It's so. I mean, that is real flying drone, isn't it? Without a doubt.
It is.
You've got to get some practice in, Terry, because you should be able to do all that really, really soon.
It is so, honestly.
Have a word with
John Coopy.
John Coopy.
Speaking, there's some Coopy news, by the way. He had a situation where with his charger charging some of his FPV batteries, and it caught fire. And fortunately, it was in his garage, so he was able to contain it. But boy, I'll tell you, when you're charging these LiPo batteries, you need to be around the whole time they're on the charger.
You shouldn't do what I do then and put them on and go to bed.
Yeah, guilty as charged. I must admit, I do the same thing. But yeah, I mean, you hear all the time about these batteries, but you always think, nah, mine are all right.
Yeah.
Are they though? Do you really actually know that?
Yeah, and now in his situation, and I don't use hobby chargers much, so I don't really understand this, but evidently you can charge multiple batteries at the same time. So I'm not sure.
That's what I've got.
If that's in series or how that works, but
my DJI one is like a square.
That's it.
And you put the 4 batteries in like this, and what it does, it looks at the weakest one. It says, right, I'll charge that one first, then that one, then that one, then that one. Basically, what you do is just put them all on there, and you're right. Mine's different, but it's the same principle, Terry. It's just a square. You plug the lead from the charger that normally you put on the end of one battery. You put that onto the bottom. It's like a flat platform, and the batteries all sit flat. So in the same way they'd be sitting in your drone. Have you got one, then, Mark? Do you know what I'm talking about? Referring to?
Yeah. So I have one for the Mavic Air, but these hobby guys, they use it. It's kind of a more open thing, and they can put a ton of batteries on them.
Yeah, it's an open circuit. It looks almost like a circuit board, doesn't it?
Right. And he had a bunch of batteries on there, and it was just one of them that caused the problem.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's the Mavic Pro and the Mavic Platinum. Yeah, Yeah, but the was saying, Jackie, the ones for these FPV batteries. I mean, it's almost like a circuit, but it looks like a circuit board with loads of little pins in it. You just have to just push into the batteries, because obviously the batteries are a lot smaller, aren't they? I mean,
And like Lauren says, those ones, they charge them simultaneously, which John was explaining to me. That's the benefit of it, right? Because when you're flying FPV, a battery lasts maybe 3 minutes. So you want to charge 10 batteries at once so that you can go out and fly a pack, and so that's what he was doing. He had it on his workbench in his garage, and he went inside, and he was castigating himself for not being out there and having eyes on it the whole time. So anyway,
because mine's the charger, and you've got your bit to charge it with, and then it fits in the back, like in the back of that, in there.
Yeah.
And then obviously you can charge.
Your batteries just sit. That sits flat on the floor.
But there's an important distinction we need to make here: is our DJI gang chargers, as my friend Lauren would call it. It's only charging one battery at a time.
That's right. Yeah, it goes one at a time.
Right, and the ones that I have, it charges, instead of the opposite of what you said, Steve, it charges the battery that is the most charged.
Mate, it could be that, Marcus. I mean, to be honest, I've never stuck around. I mean, to be honest with you, most of my batteries, when I put them on there, you press the battery.
That's good for LiPo. That's FPV.
Right. Now, interestingly, Kim's brought up, do any of you let your batteries auto discharge? I can never work out what the hell's going on with my batteries.
I have sometimes inadvertently, but if I got a battery charged, hey, I'm going out and flying, guys.
But aren't these so-called smart batteries, aren't they supposed to auto discharge after a few days?
They do, and you used to be able to adjust that, and Lauren can probably speak to that a little bit. But you used to be able to say, okay, after 10 days or after 7 days or whatever. But I think DJI changed that now to where it's after 2 days. It starts to auto discharge.
Definitely.
It goes down, and I'm not sure what the percentage is, 40%, something like that.
Well, that one's gone down now, so I only judge it by the
and one press, you can tell.
One, yeah.
Right.
And Lauren's talking on it. You're talking about all my chargers, after my chargers, all batteries simultaneously. And Jaybird's asking with 4 ports. Yes, again. Now, Lauren's is going to say I can get Marcus to post it.
Yeah, if he sends me the link, I'll put it up here.
The handy thing about that charger, well, what I've been doing so far is obviously you can just bung all 3 batteries on.
Yeah.
Go to bed and then get up in the morning and they're all charged.
Done. Well, I mean, the thing is, Jackie, you see on the actual charger, not that bit, but the actual charger, it's also got a USB port in there.
Yeah.
Which, of course, I plug my controller into.
That's it. Yeah, charge the lot.
That's it. So you charge the whole lot, all in one, and you know, and I quite openly say that's what I do most of the time. If I want to go flying the next day, that night, go to bed, leave.
I wouldn't do mine overnight like that.
No, I'm beginning to think I want to.
Right, not having heard John Cooper's story.
No.
That's a bit scary.
I mean, in all fairness, those batteries are, dare I say it, smart batteries. And the batteries that John Cooper's talking about are just batteries.
Oh, right.
They're like
smart, clever batteries. That's,
no, they're like
they know not to catch fire. That's brilliant.
Oh, there we are. There's a link on it.
That's what we're talking about, though. The type of batteries that.
Yes, that's it.
Talking about those, but I keep all of mine in a LiPo bag.
Marcus, can we open up as a link somehow or not and share it?
Yeah, we sure can. Well, you can click on it, Steve, and put it up, or I can. If you'd like me to share it, I sure can.
I'm trying to get it to actually. I want to get it up as a page. Hang on.
I can do it if you want, Steve.
Yeah, you bring it up. You bring it up as the screen, and I'll share it.
Okay, entire screen. For some reason, I don't have the blue share button there.
Hang on. Let's see.
No.
I think you have to approve it.
I've got nothing. No, I can't see what's going on here.
Well, let me try again. I'm going to click share screen one more time. Yeah, it's not enabling my share button for some reason, Steve.
Well, it's weird. It
Oh,
was an opera, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was just. I'm not sure how I can post that. I really want to copy and paste it, but I don't want to know.
Well, there we are. That's the link from Lauren.
Yeah, let me try one more time.
Yeah, go on. Hang on, get rid of that. It's not because I've got it on the screen, is it? Try that.
No.
Oh, here we got it. Here, I got it now.
Is it? It normally pops up. Oh, there you go. Right, okay. There we are.
Woo.
And this is the Amazon.ca. So it's the Canadian.
And what we're looking at, is this the thing that caught fire for?
No. This is what Lauren was talking about. The charger.
That hasn't caught fire.
What it does is it simultaneously charges your batteries. So as opposed to the DJI charger, which charges them one at a time, this charges them all at the same time, so you can get up and flying faster.
Yep. And it also looks like you connect to smartphones to see the condition of it as well. Is that right? Yeah, 6 in 1 parallel smart charging. Wow, there you go. The link works. The link does work. Thanks, Kim.
Yeah.
Technical hits. Yeah, we like technical hitches. Treat one if they were dumb batteries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how do you keep them at 50% charge?
Well, so
you keep looking until the 50%. So I couldn't do that. It has to be charged or not. To me, I can't.
Well,
I charge them, I fly them, then I put them away in the cupboard, and then I charge them again the next night before we're going out flying.
You do exactly the same as me. Yeah. If I don't fly my drone for 6 months, the batteries don't get charged for 6 months.
Exactly.
So Lauren can tell us here, but my understanding is that a storage charge is between 20 and 40%. Is that correct, Lauren? I believe that is the ideal storage charge. And a LiPo battery, when you get it down that far, it should stay at that. It shouldn't change if you get it down to, like I said, that between 20 and 40. And I think that is what, if you let a DJI Smart battery discharge, I think that's about what it takes it down to, is about 40%. I believe.
Well, I mean, when you're flying your drone, because obviously you each to their own. Well, they have settings with like when you get low battery warning, and when you get it's a low battery, and then what do you get after that? Like,
land me.
Yeah, I'm gonna land jump out of where I am, even if I'm over the sea.
Get me down.
Okay. I'll tell you, I think the best thing ever is the one feature that I use more than anything on my drone is return to home. I'm terrible.
Oh yeah, it's brilliant.
I mean, how many people? I mean, I bet most people say, "No, I fly it back." Like,
yeah, I do. I still haven't used my return to home.
No, I like pressing the return to home button, then going for a drink.
Well, the thing is, when you hit the return to home button, that drone's coming back, and you stand there just waiting for it. You don't have to do anything. You just stand there.
Yeah,
well, actually, you got to fly it back.
I'm really looking forward now because it's our season starting.
Critical battle
now, really, because it's not so hot, not so windy, and we've got a lot of stuff planned, haven't we, Jackie?
Yes. Lots and lots and lots and lots.
And I've been researching an archaeological site, which is just around the corner from me, and found some of this, which is, I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, what is it?
It's a piece of Phoenician burial urn, and it's painted pottery.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do with that, I'll take it down to the museum and give that to them for their Phoenician stuff. It's only a little piece of pottery. But we've got a Phoenician watchtower. You know, the La Recaral, Jackie, at the back of where we've been flying, just up from there. So that's another one of our planned visits and another planned video.
Excellent.
Which should be quite good.
Yeah. So what level do you set your low battery at? I set mine at 25%. I think mine is actually set at 30%.
Yeah, I think mine's 30. That's default though, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I suppose, really, providing you're not that far away, but even so, 25% of a battery is quite a bit, really, when you think about it in the scheme of things. You're talking what? So there's 30 minutes flying. So it's about 7.5 minutes flying, isn't it? Roughly.
don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
But you know, I think it's one of the things. Yeah, so Lawrence, how you say, is 30%. Which, of course, he brings a good point there, because you might fly away, going with the wind, and you got to come back with the wind.
Yeah.
So
I think Lauren's right there, because you do get the wind come up, and 30%, but then again 25%, perfect.
Yeah.
So you know what? You guys are touching on something. When we're talking about batteries here, I always think about these people that do these range tests, and DJI now with OcuSync 2, you can literally outfly your battery. If you look at some of the range tests that people do, they go out there. They can go out further than they have battery power to get back. Now,
what do they go out with the wind so that they can get as far as possible?
Well, whether wind or not, either way, OcuSync is so reliable and so powerful. You can fly the drone farther than you have battery power to get back. So it always cracks me up when people talk about, well, I need that 8-kilometer range or 9-kilometer range. Well, you better glue another battery on top then, because back from that.
If
drive a bit nearer.
Do that, I definitely wouldn't go with the wind. I would prefer to fly out against the wind.
I know somebody that made a video that made that exact mistake with a Mavic Mini. Flew out with the wind and then couldn't get back coming against the wind.
That's right. You go against the wind and you can double your time, can't you?
And then this individual had to land it out in the middle of the sagebrush and then go get it in his Dodge Durango.
Oh, God. Are the people that do these range tests trying to get it as far as possible, though? So they send it out with the wind.
Well,
and then don't worry about it.
I mean, you don't necessarily know, do you? I mean,
no.
I mean,
that'd be pretty foolish.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to do it when there's no wind at all. And if the wind comes up, then I'd come back. But I certainly
don't like letting it out of my sight.
Lawrence points out is don't forget, Marcus, they are EU spec, they don't have the same range.
Ours go further. Yeah.
Wonder who that was. Well, I must admit, I mean, okay, we have this rule of saying that line of sight and whatever, and I know I'm sure we're all guilty at some time or other of flying a drone out of line of sight. My argument is no. I wore my Epsom glass. I could see it all the time. I tried them and they worked absolutely perfect.
I think generally when we go out as a group, we all tend to stick, not together, but we all tend to be able to see each other's drones. We're constantly talking.
Got it, really, haven't you?
Yeah. Where are you? What height you at? How far are you out? And it's a constant dialogue, and there's generally 4 or 5 of us flying.
And the problem there, Terry, you hit it on the head, because if you think about it, okay, there's 4 or 5 of you, you're all there, and you're all aware, or should be aware of wherever these drones are. But if you all fly a long way away, then how are you going to know?
Yeah,
you're flying, and all of a sudden, a drone coming towards you, and that's it, and 2 drones hit.
Yes, that's exactly my point, because if you do go that distance out and you don't know what's happening, and like you say, bang. So we're all height aware. We all want to know what altitude we're at and what distance we're at from our takeoff points.
Yeah.
And I think generally we've done it right, and we've had no mid-air collisions at all.
No.
At all, and it's been quite safe. And we've done some formation flying as well. Funny as it sounds, but that's been very close in, low to the ground. And we've had 5 maximum, was it, Jackie?
Yeah, I think we had 5 of them all lined up, didn't we? At
5
one point.
Mavics all lined up.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
All flying beautifully.
Yeah.
We did that when we went flying before, didn't we? We had a load of sort of Mavics all in a row.
That's right.
That's right. We did it at La
Oh,
Primavera.
Where it was,
Yeah. Fortuna, wasn't it? I think.
yes, it was. Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
where it was.
Well, the next thing is a formation fly past, isn't it?
Yeah. No.
But we could be carrying the Union flag.
Can't you get these little capsules that because you know you can get these bait droppers and whatever, can't you? Why don't you get these little capsules to put on there? Have a fly past, like coloured stripes, like colours sort of smoke coming from the from the drone.
Red, white, and blue streamers out of the back and pretend we're the red arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that going pear shaped. Yeah, streamers wrapped around one of the props.
Oh no.
Which one's ours, Jackie's?
I'm not taking any risks now.
No.
If it's your drone, just say no.
No.
My drone's broken. I'm going to take it to Jackie. She'll repair it.
Yeah, because I'm that good.
Jackie, your local DJI repair service.
Back, Jack, the repair hack.
Oh,
No, that was good.
do you know, I haven't seen one person in from Facebook tonight, so I guess they've all decided that Facebook is not the place to be. What's this? Oh, that's why I was suing Litchi is great. That's why suing Litchi is great. You can use.
I think he meant using Litchi is great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
I want to sue him.
Yeah.
Oh, we're scandal. Oh, using. Sorry,
using.
sorry, Laura.
Not suing. I think Kim's right. Crazy to fly long distance range.
Yeah.
2-3. What are you going to see?
Well, the thing is, I mean, I did try my Epson glasses as they were on holiday, only because schoolboy era. I got there, I've got this big case of drone in there, and I thought, right, I'll just charge these batteries up like you do. Went to get the Crystal Sky battery. Oops, I left that.
Oh,
in the case.
no. She didn't bring it.
So I thought, fortunately, I took the Epson glasses because I wanted to try them out. So I thought, well, if I'm going to fly the drone now, I didn't even have the lead to connect the phone to it. So the only thing I've got left is Epson glasses. They don't work. I'm not about to fly a drone at all. But the Epson glasses, I will say, they work well. And it was quite nice to actually sitting there because you can still see past it. I had to put some tints on it.
That's the same with the DJI goggles. I really do like flying with them, especially when we go to the canyons and things, and you can get quite close and you can get really, really good views. And obviously your videos can tell you that. You know, it's great. I like wearing them. I have to sit down though, otherwise I'd fall over.
I did notice a couple. I don't know about with the DJI goggles, Terry, but there was a couple of times where I did have a slight lag in the video a couple of times, whereas on the Crystal Sky I never get that.
No, I've never really had that. I must admit, and I sort of land them in front of me and everything, wearing the goggles.
At one time I actually videoed it. I actually thought I was going to lose a signal. Come on. Only 500 meters out, I can't lose signal. Come on. The signal was there, but it sort of like just.
Yeah.
But anyway, the long story short, I got them to work this time, and they worked well, and I was
brilliant. So we can look forward to a video from you soon, then.
To be honest with you, I flew the drone one day only, purely because there was so much to do. But we were sort of whizzing here, there, and everywhere, you know. So, there might be enough there to make a film out. I don't know. Maybe not.
Hey, Steve, I have a question for you. So, using those Epson glasses, now often I am manipulating the menus and on the FPV screen on either the smart controller, the touchscreen on either the smart controller or my iPhone. How do you do that with those Epson glasses? Say you wanted to change from video to pictures, or to, you wanted to go into the menu system to change something. How do you do that?
Well, because you've got the glasses. The glasses are connected to like an Android, if you like, the body of a tablet. If you imagine it using a tablet, an Android tablet, so the glasses are the screen. Now you've still got a touchpad, which you've got to.
Okay.
So you can still see that touchpad in your glasses, and so it works in the same. It's pretty much in the same way.
Got
I mean,
it.
what I wanted to do is set some of the controls on the controller to do it, rather than because it's a pain in the backside having to keep tapping the screen. I'll program one of the buttons which automatically
To do whatever. Yeah.
focusing. So. Because I thought I'm not going to go around that trick again. So, because I know before I thought you do a lot of video, but with those glasses, at least you can see if things are in focus because you're looking straight out of there. You're not looking through a screen here. You're looking, it's right. Well, you can't get any closer. It's only about that far from your eyes.
That's why I like the controller, because you can see if your focus is in.
Yeah.
Hey, so Terry, when you're using the DJI goggles now, you can set that to where the camera will look where you look, right?
That's right. Yes, but I don't generally tend to use that. But you can do that.
I think there's actually another
on the side of the goggles.
Yeah, I think there's another app for the Epson glasses that can do that. But I mean, my thoughts are, I'll just control it and just fly it. I like flying drones in straight lines anyway. Or at least try to.
Yeah.
It never goes quite straight. It's always going to go off to the left or the right.
My tea's just arrived. Thanks. My cup of tea.
Oh,
where else?
Jackie's potato grain.
I've just upped my diet Snapple tea.
Kim, I must admit the Epson glasses, when I first got them, I had a few issues with them. But after using them, well, I've just been, and they are, wow, they're just pretty impressive things. And Harvey, yes, Harvey.
Oh, good, Harvey. That'll be excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's getting a controller like you've got, is it?
No, he's getting the Crystal Sky. But Harvey was talking about the Crystal Sky monitor. And but I found one on Things for Sale.
But you can't use the smart controller on anything other than the DJI.
So what is Crystal Sky? Is it?
The Crystal Sky is basically the monitor from it's the monitor that DJI brought out before they brought out the smart controller.
Oh, okay. And it's brighter than a mobile phone, yeah.
Well, the Crystal Sky is essentially an Android tablet, right, Steve? It's an Android tablet with a really bright screen. Now,
1,000 nits.
Well, it's also proprietary too, so you cannot. You have to side load apps on there if you want to put any other apps.
That is the one thing. I've never tried. I started reading about this. By Lauren's got to go now. So see you again.
Bye, Lauren.
And it's one of the things where it says, to load apps on it, and you do this. I just can't be asked. I just use it for my fan, for the drones, and that's it. Because otherwise you got to sort of, it's just for the drone. But anyway, we're getting on time, and we're running out of time actually. So we better.
I see you then.
No.
Terry thinks every week. Terry thinks he's going to get away with it, but he never does. So.
And now it's time for Terry's joke of the week.
We've been waiting for.
Are you ready?
Yes.
You're ready then. During a really impassioned sermon about death and the final judgment, the vicar said forcefully, "Each member of this church is going to die and face judgment." Glancing down to the front pew, he noticed the man with a big smile on his face. And the minister repeated his point louder. "Each member of this church is going to die and face judgment." The man nodded, smiled even more, and this really got the preacher round up. And he was so annoyed, and he pounded on the pulpit emphatically when he came to the ultimatum. "Each member of this church is going to die and face judgment." Now everybody else in the congregation was looking somber, and they really thought, the man in front continued to smile. Big smile. Finally, the preacher stepped off the platform, stood in front of the man and shouted, "I said, each member of this church is going to die." The man grinned from ear to ear. And after the service was over, the preacher made a beeline for the man. "I don't get it," he said, the preacher in frustration. "Whenever I said each member of this church is going to die, your smile got bigger. Why?" And the man said, "I'm not a member of this church."
Terry's joke of the week.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
Easy to find that today.
Yeah.
Jeannie, if you're there, can you give that one marks out of 10, please?
Yeah.
No, Julie. Thanks, Mark.
What is that? What is that?
That's an emoji that hasn't come
I
out
didn't
right.
like that.
That's an emoji that hasn't come out right.
Oh, that's a better one.
Yeah, that's much better. Crying tears.
They're getting better then, aren't they?
They're getting much better.
I think Julie must have fallen asleep.
Yes.
I did say that I was going to get the worst jokes each week. So
Are you still there, Jeannie? No, she's gone. Oh, no.
no, Russell.
Russell.
Russell likes it.
Oh, thank you, Russell.
That's it. What are you going to do? Each week we'll get people to mark it. They just have to use it with emojis.
That's right. Yes,
Yeah.
we ought to do that. And
Yeah.
because when I was in the army, we used, not us, but the RAF blokes in Belize used to stand on the end of the runway and they'd mark the pilots out of 10 for their landing performance. And they used to get very upset if they only got one. They honestly used to go out and see these landing crew and say, "Why? What have I done?
So when you landed on one wing.
Where's the tail?"
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, any more marks for Terry's joke before we go? No.
No.
I want to know whether the big mark symbol is a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a.
I think Robbins was best.
Yeah, that was much better. There we go.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, we like that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Big marks, Will.
Yeah, I'll give you one.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. I reckon you must be a vicar.
Morning, Rigger.
Yeah.
I gave you
Final
one.
judgment.
I'm sure there's another joke about a church I'll have to send you sometimes, Terry. You'll like that.
Well, send it then, because honestly, I have to now search for a couple of hours every Sunday for an
What?
appropriate joke. Oh, honestly.
You got
Oh, thank you. Marcus, that's really good.
I can't even get the emojis on mine. I don't know where they're gone. The emojis gone. Well, doesn't matter. I can't mark it. I'll just put.
So, Steve, just type the Windows symbol and a period at the same time, and you'll get emojis.
Windows symbol.
Yeah, on your keyboard, the little Windows key, right in between Control and Alt. Oh yeah, you don't have
Got
it.
a Mac, haven't we, Steve?
Yes. So what is it then now on the Mac keyboard then, Jackie?
Oh, you're an Apple guy. Okay, sorry, I can't help you. Can't help you.
It was a nervous look on the.
It was a nervous look at the game.
Well done, Mark. Oh dear.
Yeah.
We actually got. Oh, because that was Mark, wasn't it? I was going to say.
That was Mark, yeah.
Say, look.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that was a nice one. Thank you, Mark.
I think that was before you told me. Joe.
Mark said it was a nervous look at the dying part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was. Right.
Scary emoji.
I did have another one about an ash tree and a beech tree and a son of a beech and a son of a birch, but it was deemed by her in charge as not being suitable. That's bloody stupid. It didn't come on. Well, I don't understand that.
So Linda does quality control, does she?
Oh yeah, I have to test them out. Just give me an occasional joke as well.
Oh, look, there you go. It's come out right now, hasn't it?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I like that.
Ah, yeah, that's what he is now. Oh, well done. Good. I like it.
So, are any of you thinking about the, DJI? There's big rumors about DJI coming out with a couple of different FPV drones. One of them that is like a cinematic or Cinewhoop style, and another one that's more racing and acrobatic style. That is something that could entice me into a little bit into FPV. If I know that I can hit a button on that controller and go into GPS mode and it hovers, right?
Yeah.
So that if I get myself in trouble, if I get in trouble, I can just hit that button.
Well, interestingly, Mark, because I spoke to John Coopy about this, and we were looking at a different drone, like a racing FPV type drone with GPS, and I thought the same people, the best of both worlds.
Both worlds, yeah.
And John Coopy's, when I sent the information to John Coopy, and I said, have a look at that, John, see what you think. And John come back to us and said, rubbish.
Oh.
See, Big Mark's got a
one thing with John knows his onions, as it were. So I've been saying to him, looking to do that sort of thing, just
ask him.
Be very aware, or just ask John. That's the simple way around it.
Yeah.
So Big Mark's well saying he's got a Typhoon H. Is that the what's in that picture, Mark? I don't know.
Yeah, that looks like it. The Typhoon H, I believe, is a hexacopter.
Yeah, that's what the H plus is. I think the Typhoon H is a hexcopter, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's got six blades. Wow.
It's a monster. It's a big one.
Yeah,
I think that's what a lot of the videographers use, isn't it? The Typhoon H.
We did see. I don't know what it was a Typhoon, but we did see some drones at the exhibition. The wonderful exhibition we saw in Birmingham a couple of years ago. And that, some of these things are sort of 17 grand. Some of you.
Oh my god!
It's 17 grand for a drone, and sort of like, and you crash
that's a cheap one.
Couldn't handle that.
Commercial drones, they're anywhere. They can be 30,000, 50,000. Some of those commercial drones are very, very expensive.
With the Inspire, it's the cameras that make them expensive, isn't it? These cameras are, like you get the X3, which is the X5 and whatever. Because I took a bit of an interest in the Inspire one time, thinking, But I thought, but you're going back to, instead of a small drone, you go back to a very big drone, aren't you? Even flat patches, like you've got to take it's a suitcase on its own.
Yeah.
It's giant. And the other thing is it's also discontinued. So DJI is going to discontinue the Inspire. That's the rumor.
And the Inspire 2 as well? Was that all just
the Inspire's done.
So if anything goes wrong with it, you're not going to...
Now that's what we talked about, the exhibition. Mark's brought up, yes, the Hex, but we'll fly with 5 props. Because am I right in saying that you actually have, am I right in saying you have about 3 batteries on that? I think Mark will actually perhaps confirm that. But I think he has about 3 batteries on it.
What, at one time?
Yeah.
Yeah, with independent camera control.
It might be more than that. I don't know. I'm sure there's at least 2 or 3 batteries on that. Perhaps Mark will confirm it, but...
independent camera control.
Yes, Kim flew the he flew the Inspire. That's right.
Flying
I bet they are huge as well.
All right. I was reading about the drones developed as Panavision, basically flying cine camera, and they're huge.
Yeah, they have to be. Yeah. There's some amazing stuff out there. Some of those commercial drones are unbelievable.
Yeah,
helicopters, Marcus.
They are essentially, aren't they?
They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think it's about time to say good night and wrap it all up. And thank everyone for watching tonight. And some people. I was only one battery, Mark saying, by the way. Just one battery. It shows I'm confused, isn't it? Right. Okay. So. From us, from everyone else, and thank you very much for watching tonight, and let's say good night. Hello.
See you next time.
for watching the show tonight. See you next time on the Drone Seekers Sunday Show Live.